Good afternoon, all, and welcome to Rec Talk. Crazy day today. Yesterday, Deion Sanders is announced. It's the head coach of University of Colorado. Transfer portal hits. All this buzz going on about Deion. He's already flipped or attained the commitments of multiple five-star kids. And this brings up, I think, a good question. One that I see people asking in the forums, on the Facebook groups, what have you. Did Georgia Tech miss out majorly not pursuing Deion and making a serious effort to hire Deion? Multiple candidates were interviewed. I'm glad Key's the guy now. He wasn't their number one choice, or he would have been named sooner. But yeah, did we miss out majorly not seriously pursuing Deion Sanders? So first, I want to talk about what do I like about Deion? What's the upside? And there's a lot of upside. We got to turn these notifications off. There's a lot of upside. Biggest one, he's probably, as short as his coaching resume is, the best recruiter in college football right now, or will most likely soon be. There's no one that's going to be able to go and get five-star, top tier talent like Deion's going to in the coming months and year. It's going to be exciting to watch. Deion flipped the number one overall recruit in the country last year to a historically black college in Jackson State. Never been done before. Has a historically black college ever landed a 4 or a 5-star? I imagine maybe they've landed a 4-star before. I don't know. Never been done before, though, until Deion did it. And Deion stepped up and did it in a big way. And I had respect for his game, honestly, because there were a lot of, I think Jimbo came out. Even Nick Saban had some things to say about it. And Deion just came out and said, y'all are mad that I came in there and took one. Y'all are mad that I came in there and took one of yours. It's all fine and dandy when it's just Alabama and all these other guys getting top talent. You don't like it when Deion at Jackson State does it, though. And I had respect for that. The other thing is I do think he's a decent coach. When we just talk about getting a team ready, getting a team prepared, he's a proponent of discipline and accountability. I don't think he holds back on these kids, which we're going to talk about later, especially with how he addressed the team. But yeah, I do think, he's good at preparing a team to go out and win. You look at what he did at Jackson State. It's a short coaching resume, but an impressive one for what he has. And the other thing is he has brought, historically black colleges to prominence in the last 2 years. No one cared about Jackson State before he got there. The average football fan wasn't watching, HBCUs or paying attention to them at all. I mean, has an HBCU ever been covered nationally in recruiting? No. And if you didn't know this, because I didn't, Deion is the first coach from a historically black college to be named a head coach of a Power 5 school. It's never happened before. Deion is the first. There's only one other coach that from a HBCU that's been named a head coach hired at the FBS level. So Deion is breaking some ceilings for coaches coming out of HBCUs. I think that's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. That being said, as soon as Jeff Collins was fired, this was the name floated around. This is the name I saw more than any other when people were talking about who Georgia Tech should hire as their next head coach. We got to get Deion or bust. And I researched it. I researched him, his coaching pedigree. When I did the candidates video, I don't know, a month or so ago. And there were some red flags I saw. I wasn't sold on Deion. I was interested. I said, like, I don't think you could be mad if Georgia Tech did hire Deion Sanders with everything that he can offer your school. But I had a lot of reservations. Prime Academy was an abject failure. All kind of financial irregularities. From what I've read and to my knowledge, it was a football factory. No one who played there was academically eligible to play college football. Not great. All right, let's set that aside. All right, he goes to Jackson State. Again, with not having, he had coached a school he co-founded and a high school. He was like the offensive coordinator, I think, for his son's high school. And gets the job at Jackson State, brings his son. So look, I am not heartbroken at all that Georgia Tech did not hire Deion Sanders. After what I saw, how he addressed the current players on, I'm going to get fired up, on the University of Colorado's roster. I'm absolutely thrilled we didn't hire Deion Sanders and we have Brent Key. Watch those two press conferences. They couldn't be more diametrically opposed. Deion comes in, and I know, he's an old school football, and for, Justin's just a softie. He came in and directly said, y'all need to transfer to open up scholarship spots so I can go get the kids I want. That's what he said. How disrespectful. He's never even met these players before. If to anyone who might ever watch the channel that plays at Colorado, he doesn't want you, and he doesn't even know you. Absolutely disrespectful. But I don't want you to take my word for it. Let's watch a clip of him, the words coming out of Deion's mouth himself.
And when I get in, it's going to be changed. So I want y'all to get ready to go ahead and jump in that portal and do whatever you're going to get. Because the more you jump in, the more room you make. Because we bring kids that are smart. Say that, smart. Smart.
Did that not strike anyone else as strange and just really crappy? Hey, we have to honor these scholarships we've given you, and I need some to go get people out of the portal I want. Now, is there anything wrong with him going and using the portal and all this? No. But there's a right way to go about it. And that, in my opinion, was the absolute worst way he could have gone about it. Another thing that just struck me is, that something's not right with that. He opens up at the end for questions. Several questions were asked. One kid said, hey, what about the injured players? Let's check out the clip.
What's your plan for, the injured guys?
Get treatment. If you're salvageable. If you're on the list that they told me you weren't during, it's a wrap. We're going to hug and kiss and say goodbye. Anything else?
Are you kidding me? First of all, you can't... when you accept a scholarship at a school, if you get hurt and aren't able to play, they still have to honor your scholarship. So I don't really know what he's talking about. He says, go see the trainer. Those of you that are salvageable and aren't on my list of people that suck. Something is bad wrong with everything and how he addressed the team. Also, the person filming it was his son. If you look at Well Off Media, it has his son's name on the banner, so I'm guessing it's his company. which is also, I mean, I guess there's nothing technically wrong with it, but it's a little bit strange that it's, this wasn't filmed by like, first of all, this is a team meeting. Why is it being filmed anyways? Usually when a coach is hired, he just comes in and says, yeah, we address the team, we set the standard, whatever. Deion comes in, cameras in everyone's faces. Didn't set right with me. And the craziest thing is he comes in, when you look at, if you look at the whole video of him addressing the team, he goes, yep, my son's coming, 10 more of them too, bring him my luggage. Which you got to assume he's going to bring Hunter, the number 1 overall recruit, with him. So if he's bringing 10 and his son, who he's already named quarterback, that's 11 spots right there that are in his eyes already claimed. I'm going to get into this later. Let's show the clip of him actually saying this. He actually says it in the introductory press conference more directly.
Constance, my daughter, Pretty Tony, the whole crew, Coach Hart, Coach Kelly, Coach Mathis, all that guys, whoever up there. Where's my son? Junior, stand up. He does all on social media, so all the stuff you just see, that's him. The profanity is him as well. Where's Shador? Shador? And this is your quarterback. He's going to have to earn it. The quarterback. Yeah, the quarterback's going to have to earn it. The safety made me mad, so I didn't bring him. His brother. He's in my doghouse right now. Wow. God.
What possible good could come out of naming your son the starting quarterback of the program you just took over when you don't even know the kids that are there? Maybe you have a Joe Burrow on your roster that no one's seen the talent in yet and hasn't performed. You don't have any idea. And also, can someone explain to me how this isn't some sort of NCAA violation? From my understanding, you cannot reach out and contact any player for a school that you're not involved with until they have officially entered the transfer portal, which is today. But I didn't want to be wrong. I went on the NCAA's website. There's an FAQ that I looked at first on when it's appropriate to have contact with these players. I'm going to put it up on the screen and read it. The question is, what happens if a student athlete had impermissible communications directly or indirectly with coaching staff or boosters at the Division I school to which they transfer? Answer: existing recruiting rules prohibit communications and contact with student athlete enrolled at another NCAA school prior to the student athlete appearing in the NCAA transfer portal. These rules also prohibit the indirect use of third-party contacting individuals on the student-athlete's behalf. For example, family member, scholastic, or non-scholastic coach, advisor. Certain violations of these rules can constitute a significant breach of conduct as it relates to the NCAA infractions process. A student-athlete's eligibility can be jeopardized at the school that engaged in impermissible communication. So, if I read that right, you're not allowed to contact these kids before they officially enter the portal. Now, you got to love how they word this. The NCAA loves to give themselves wiggle room to push people and allow things that are financially best for them can constitute a violation, right? I actually went through the several hundred-page manual. There's a division. If you go on the NCAA website, there's a Division I manual that lists all the rules, everything that's allowed and not allowed. This is because I know what a lot of people are saying. Well, this is Deion's son. How is he not allowed to talk to his own son about where he goes and plays football? And I absolutely agree with that. That's why I think it was so stupid to bring his son with him. and create possible issues that don't need to exist, and then name him the starting quarterback when he hasn't officially entered the portal yet, by the way. This is what the manual says regarding to coaches who are family members. It says, coach who is prospective student athlete's family member. That would be Deion. Recruiting, contact, and evaluation limitations do not apply to a coaching staff member who is a family member of a participant in any activity being observed, for example, practices, contests, or camps, provided the attendance by the coaching staff member at such an activity does not involve any personal contact with any other participating prospective student athlete. So it seems like, as I read these rules, Deion should not have taken his son there. I think this could be a potential issue, right? I mean, how can the whole spirit of this rule was that you didn't have to recruit your own players year round. You have to wait until people are officially in the portal. You can only recruit transfer portal athletes in this period. I don't see how this isn't against what the intention of that rule is. This was the same criticism I had of Lincoln Riley. Caleb Williams goes over. You're telling me he didn't prime that kid before he left to take him with him? He didn't have any communications as it relates to his transfer before the portal opened. You're telling me when and there's nothing wrong. I'm sure Deion told, the Hunter kid, #1 overall recruit, hey, you come here and I leave, I'm bringing you with me. You're telling him he didn't have a conversation with him beforehand. And look, none of that's provable if he doesn't take, these people with him. I don't get it. So no, I don't feel like we majorly missed out on pushing for Deion. Because the way he talked down to those kids, he doesn't respect them at all. He wants them gone. He flat out said it. You saw the clips. That's the way he would have came to Tech and talked to our players. And maybe people, I'm sure there will be people comment, well, that's the way they need to be talked to. They suck. These are kids, man. These are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. Little Van Gundy. There's a way to come in and instill an old school culture without talking down and basically telling kids you don't value them whatsoever. And that's what Deion did. I think this was about as boggled and a disaster of an introductory, day that a coach can have. Now, I know he landed all these big recruits. That's fine. Let's see what happens if Deion doesn't have the success he wants to have. What if he starts off 1-4 or 0-3? How does he handle that? And on the other end of it, because he's in the Pac-12. There's good coaches in the Pac-12 right now that might have something to say about Deion just coming in and dominating everybody. How does Deion handle that? And on the flip side, I'm telling you right now, if Deion will leave Jackson State, rip players from them, you ain't seen what he'll do to you, Colorado. Because in his own words, elevate or terminate, which he really communicated well to the current players there. He'll leave you in the middle of the night too. So that's my opinion on it. I'm not heartbroken at all. I think under no circumstance should a coach address a team like that and then film it, which I guarantee you he makes money off that YouTube channel and everything, that all funnels into him, his family, whatever. And I haven't seen a single negative comment on the video. I scrolled for like 5 minutes, haven't seen a single negative comment on it, which I'm not accusing them of, makes me think they're filtering out negative comments. Whatever, they can run their stuff the way they want to. But anyways, that's my opinion on it. I made a parody video of the interview. I thought it was hilarious. Check it out. I'll link it in the video, and I'll link Deion's press conference as well. Tell me what you think. Do you wish, kind of despite what I'm seeing, we should have hired Deion? Do you think it was even a problem how he addressed the team? If you're a Tech guy, do you hate that we don't have Deion as a coach right now? Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys soon.